Hi,
sorry, you're very welcome back.
Tommy, it says Tommy. That's
You're
you.
very welcome back. We are all addicted to our screens, but experts have warned that 50% of us could develop eye strain, with children being at risk of long-term damage.
Here to unpack why is ophthalmologist Arthur Cummings and physiotherapist Aisling Frawley. It's lovely to have you here. We're just saying whenever Aisling's in, we're all like, posture,
sitting up proper.
posture, we have to do this. We have to do
this
this properly. Okay, so Arthur, what are screens doing to our eyesight?
So what screens are doing to our eyesight are two things. One is we blink less on the screens, so we get dryness, redness, and grittiness. And the second thing, especially for younger people, children and young adults, is a lot of screen time is keeping us from being outdoors, and that drives myopia. It makes us more short-sighted. And a lot of people aren't concerned about short-sightedness because they say, well, if you're a -2, and you become a -3, just get stronger glasses. But for every day after you become more short-sighted, you increase your risk of all kinds of problems. I don't know if I have time to go into it now, but if you have no glasses versus someone who's -6, the -6 person has 5 to 6 times higher incidence of cataract and glaucoma, a 20 times higher incidence of retinal detachment, and a 40 times higher incidence of macular degeneration, not from age, from myopia. In the year 2050, the number one cause of blindness globally is macular degeneration from high myopia. So this is a real pandemic.
And this is the myopia you get because the screens are too close to you.
Well, we like blaming screens. Screens are useful. I mean, they're never going away.
Yeah.
The way we use them is the issue. But a young child needs 16 hours per week of natural light. If you spend time outdoors, it doesn't have to be sunshine, but just natural light, you're going to reduce that risk tremendously. You will never become short-sighted if you never go to school. So if you grow up in a rural area and you never go to school, you will never become short-sighted unless you genetically...
I had no idea that myopia and short-sightedness was connected to natural light, being outside. Like that, I never heard that in my life.
Well, that's great.
So that's something. These are the serious conditions, and you're saying by 2050, what was that?
Yes, 2050, 25 years' time.
In 25 years' time,
there are 10 billion people on the planet. 50% will be short-sighted, and 1 billion of them, 10% of the global population, will be very short-sighted. So now, all the conditions we currently have that are causing blindness, irreversible blindness like glaucoma, the number one reason in 25 years' time is damage to the macula from increasing short-sightedness.
Okay, so
oh my God.
what are the first signs that you may be having problems down the line? What would be the first signs to anybody?
One of the most common ones is children at school where the teacher says, little Johnny's not seeing the blackboard anymore. And today, I don't want to take all this time, but today, in many countries around the world, just giving glasses is no longer good enough. You've now got to speak about myopia control. So there are many things you can do with glasses and contact lenses and orthokeratology and all kinds of things that you can do to slow down the progression of myopia.
Okay, so this is what we have to be talking about. Unfortunately, it's happening more and more, which you are seeing. Another thing that screens are doing, Aisling, it's the posture.
Yeah, it's always going to be the posture.
It is, but what are we looking at now? What are we doing?
Yeah, so I actually had somebody describe it to me really fantastically one of the days recently. And they said, because of screens, because our head tends to kind of reach forwards or look down towards our phone, we're going to end up like the front of a train headed for home scenario, this. So we're going to have rounded shoulders and we're going to have forward head posture. So realistically, we're looking at spinal moving in that direction. So our heads are always going to be following what happens to the rest of our spine, curving, going that direction. But because we have to look forwards, our head has to go like this. So we're going to end up with this kind of posture very soon.
And there is all over the internet, you can see, I think they call her Millie or Tilly or something like that, and that's how she looks.
Yeah.
Like this, and her hands are kind of like that because of how she is.
But can you spot the signs that you're doing that?
You can, I suppose it's all about awareness. We have to become aware of what we're doing and where our body is sitting within space, I suppose, on a day-to-day basis. And if you are somebody who is consistently using screens, and if that's work-related or whatever, then there are certain things that you can do to try and make yourself more aware, whether it's habit stacking, like every time you take a sip of water, can you maybe stretch yourself out throughout the day? It's these kind of small, kind of short bouts of 2 to 3 minutes of bits and pieces, stretches, slight exercises, movements of the body that are going to keep you refreshed rather than you being stagnant and sedentary kind of throughout the day.
If you are one of these people that are like that, what will be then the problems that you will start suffering?
Yeah, so we look at, so it's always going to be a musculoskeletal issue. So all of the muscles are going to be problematic in terms of we get short through the front and we get really long or weak through the back of the body. And then as a result of that, we have a lot more load on our passive structures. So our things like our ligaments, our bones, and also our discs, especially in our neck. So for every movement your head moves forward, there's extra load on our neck. So our head weighs between 4 and 6 kilos. It's the heaviest part, like in terms of an individual part of our body.
Seriously?
Average 5 kilos. So if you can imagine, if your head is leaning forwards consistently, even if you were to do that for like 30 seconds, it becomes really uncomfortable.
If anyone's, I'm touching the back right there, just going, is that moving forward now? Because it is the sort of thing that you do freak out about. We're going to do some exercises in a minute. Here we go. That's just a posture pose there. Good posture, poor pose. Okay, I know which one I am. There are so many things on the market that we have, Arthur, for like eyes are something I'm getting aware of as I age, of course, because you think that there's going to be muscular degeneration because of that. What do you make of those blue and orange light glasses that we are being told, it's going to be fine, it's going to sort you out, screen time at night, you wear these, you'll be able to go to sleep?
The interesting thing, Miriam, is that there's more blue light in sunlight by magnitudes of thousands compared to blue light in screens.
Okay.
So the best way to avoid blue light in screens is to take regular breaks. So the 20-20-20 rule, every 20 minutes you take a 20-second break by looking at something 20 feet away. Look away from your screen. And then the other thing... Is that
exercising your eyes? Is that giving your eyes a break?
It's giving your eyes a break, yes.
Okay.
When you're looking at screens, your lens is curved. It's focusing up close. So the only time your lens relaxes is when you look in the distance. And then the lens relaxes and, your eyes take a break.
Okay. How often should you do that?
So the rule says every 20 minutes, do it for 20 seconds, which is not that easy.
20 seconds, just look away from your screen.
Yes, and if you're in front of a wall and you don't have a window, then all you do is just close your eyes. That also relaxes accommodation. Okay. And then the other thing is you need melatonin to sleep. To sleep well, you need melatonin. And what blue light does in screens, even in screens at that low dose, is it decreases your melatonin. So what you should do is stop using a screen an hour before going to bed. And that'll make a huge difference to your quality of sleep.
But they have these glasses. We had them on here a while ago. They were €500. And they were claiming that if you wear these at night, it sort of decreases all that screen, that the effects of the screen, and you will get a better night's sleep.
It may decrease it slightly, but there's no publication that shows there's a definite benefit at all. The Cochrane Review, which looks at all the peer-reviewed literature, says there's no evidence. So stronger evidence is just stopping screen use an hour before bed.
Don't spend 500 quid on glasses, just stop it an hour beforehand. What do you make of, like, eye drops for people who are getting those dry eyes, those itchy eyes?
Well, they help. At least they treat the symptoms. They're not treating the cause, but they're treating the symptoms, which make you feel more comfortable. OK, so we need to take that break. It is about taking the break from screen time. And now, for all of us who are now realising we've got 5 kg hanging on the top of our neck and never knew that before, Aisling, do you have some exercises for us?
Yeah,
we'll all do them.
The best thing, and this is probably the one that's the least aesthetically pleasing exercise, but it's called a chin tuck. So because our heads are out like this, we get really long and weak on the front of our neck. So what we want to do is try and draw our chin, and I say towards the back of your throat. You get this lovely double chin situation. You'll like a little hold for 5.
Arthur, get involved. He's laughing at us. Get involved.
And then you can relax. And the thing is with this one, there's really not like a rep and set allowance that you're, maximum that you can do.
No, but I just rounded my shoulders there when I did that. Why should
I? I straightened up and pulled all my back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So try and draw your shoulders back and down towards your hips, nice and long on the upper side of your shoulders, and then it's a slight, and then all the way. Chin towards the back of your throat, and then relax. And then again, chin towards the back of your throat.
She's even attractive doing that. Could you stop it, Aisling? Oh, my
God. Anything else?
Yeah, so there's other things that you can do. So with those kind of really short breaks, because we are rounded, we get really short in the front. So if you think your muscles start here and end here, we get short in the front. So we're trying to stretch yourself out. So even if that's stretching over the back of the chair, so I always try and put my hands in behind the back of my head and then lean over the back of the chair and pull my elbows nice and wide and then reset and then do it again. Elbows nice and wide, chest open and up towards the ceiling. So really nice. And you can do that over the back of the chair to kind of stretch yourself out. And the last one that's super innocuous, there's loads of other things that you can do, especially if you're at your desk, but your pelvis is the centre of everything at the base of your spine. Little rocking forward of your pelvis, forward and back, is going to reset a lot of the movements. You can be doing this at the couch all day.
What are you looking
Lots of blood circulation, lots of movement for your
very
hips.
good pelvic thrust there.
There you go.
There you go.
Exactly.
She's like, I'm so innocent. Why are you laughing, man? I'm so innocent. So do these exercises, pay attention to our posture.
Yeah.
Sunlight for
Get
children,
out
16 hours a day.
16 hours a week.
And take a break from those screens.
Exactly.
Okay,
it's about balance.
Yeah.
It has been a pleasure having you in. Thank you so much. This is so interesting. We must have you do a Q&A with you at some stage. Arthur Cummings and, of course, Aisling. Going like this and she's still a physiotherapist, Aisling Frawley. Thank you so much.
Tommy, get that pelvic thrust going over there. Look at him.
Stop it.
She's getting that pelvic thrust going.
That's good with the neck, though. I like that. Very good. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Yes, right, coming up after the break, I'm here with Lisa Milani, and she's going to reveal the secret behind perfect mini muffins. I am starving, so I'm looking forward to that.
You're always hungry.
That's coming up after the break. Right.